Respected dear friends, rare is this mind which is inclined to listen to Shastras continuously, the two in this terrible Kali Yuga. What punya we have done, we don't know. That we are given definitely by the God's Guru's grace only, the outer convenience as well as the inner convenience, at least to come to classes. Second step we have to do is encash it to the best of its benefit. May we consider these 2 hours of our time as the main purpose of whole life or the best thing that we are doing in life. With that attitude, with that bhavana, when we try to study Shastra, the meaning of the shlokas, and the subtle guidance that is given for our own sadhana and moksha, if we can really grasp it, we are very quickly growing in our spiritual life. Even beyond the class also, as much as possible within our bosom, if we can maintain this tattva jignasa, tattva vichara, Bhagavad Bhakti, Adhyatmikata maximum, and other things only duly given importance, not unduly. Then we have grown to one more step higher. In that also, like in all these three classes today, we will see the Kruras there, or these Uddhavas there, or Parikshits there, or yeah, Sugrivas. They ask only one, Bhagavan, may we have loving total dedication to you, devoted to you, nothing other than you possess us, nothing other than you should take us away from you. If this prayer also we ask, extend to God, then even those little bit pulls into the world, little bit, those distractions also, those weaknesses also, they go away. Then in a Gambhira Rupa, we can always be in our own Adhyatmika sadhana by all means. That is called Sarvatmana, as we saw in 12th Skandha, Tasmat Sarvatmana Rajan. Such person with minimum obstacles, hiccups, surely, certainly progressing toward the final spiritual destination. So may we all that way be blessed in this guidance, in direction by the gods, by the gurus, and by our own efforts. So as every day, today we'll start with some chantings. Then we'll chant 10th Skandha. Today the 48th chapter. Then we go to Dvaradasha Skandha, 4th chapter. We'll do that. Then again in Adhyatma Ramayana, yesterday we have done the first sarga of Kishkindha Kandam. Then what happens in the second Skandha, how Bhagavan Rama responds to Sri Sugriva's Prarthana and the praise or stuti we are going to see. Excellent are all these endeavors. Let us relish it, enjoy it, feel that we are really lucky, feel that we are blessed in that self respect, self confidence, self application for self evolution toward the self. Let us be dedicating this time. Let us start. Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahe Om Shanti 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 Om Sachidanandarupaya Vishwatpatyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayan Namaha Dharmaha Projjidakaitavotra Paramo निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तत्क्षणात् नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो आचार्येभ्यो भक्तेभ्यो साधुभ्यो साधकेभ्यो तीर्थेभ्यो क्षेत्रेभ्यो नदीनतेभ्यो शास्त्रेभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणाचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षये सूतमहामुनये शौनकादृशेभ्यो अत्र्यादृशेभ्यो प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो मत्स्यादवतारेभ्यो आदित्यादिनवग्रहदेवताभ्यो श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तिदत्तात्रेय हयग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री आदिपराशक्तिमात्रे नमः। श्रीमाता पितृदेवताभ्यो नमः। आद्यशङ्कराचार्यादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। सङ्कल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां गुरूणां देवतानाम् अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं पुराण इतिहासोक्त भगवद्भागवत दर्शन अनुग्रह अनुभवप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थानजागरण विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं तत्कृते कङ्कणबद्धसमस्तसाधकसेवकभक्तानां बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रुघ्ननिवारण समस्तशक्तिसम्पदा साधना आनुकूल्यतानां सिद्धिद्वारा धर्मसंस्थापनकार्ये दिग्विजय प्राप्त्यर्थं श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण शास्त्रस्य दशमस्कन्धस्य द्वादशस्कन्धस्यापि पारायणमध्येन वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ दशमस्कन्धः। Friends, saluting to Bhagavan Krishna and all avatars, salutations to all great bhaktas, salutations to all the Rishimuni, all Bhagavata Acharyas, our own Gurus and Shruti Mata and Parabrahma. We have taken good time for studying this chapter 47 of Purvardham Dashamaskandha. So delightful it was, both the reception of Nanda Yashoda of Uddhavji. Thereafter Uddhavji giving both of them great Jnana Upadesha. Thereafter, Uddhavji himself going to Gopikas. Then they have recognized him to be Krishna Sakha, and they have respectfully, reverentially received him. Then they expressed what they had to in the beginning. Then there was a Brahmara Gitika also. Having all that done, then Bhagavan Krishna's Sandesha Uddhavji took up and gave all that Vedanta Jnanam. Receiving all that Jnanam, Gopikas Ajnana Ganave Jnatva Atmanam Adhokshajam, to that stage of discovering Krishna to be their own self, their self alone is to be Krishna, they have reached. Then they expressed more love and devotion to Krishna. And seeing all that, so Jnana Purva Bhakti, Jnana Uttara Bhakti, all these three in Gopikas, Uddhavaji could not but salute them. Tanamasyan idam jagau. And how beautifully he has said that जन्म हो तो गोपिकाओं का ही समान होना चाहिए. From there onwards, he reached to the parakashta sthiti of his respect, reverence to gopikas to such an extent that two things so powerfully nobody seen, accepted, acknowledged, etc. Not otherwise. Second thing was the conclusion, where he has again shown his humbleness in that the glory of gopikas, their bhakti to Krishna. When he said, Vande Nanda Brajastrinam Padarenum Abhikshnashaha Yasam Harikatha Udgitam Punati Bhuvana Trayam. I just do the pranams again and again to the dust of the feet of gopikas, whose prema, whose bhakti, whose ananyata, whose sarvadharman parityajya sharanam vaja sthiti, when sung in all the three lokas they get purified of their own ahankara swartha and being away from the Lord, and they become so close to the Lord as they have become. Having seen all beautiful these things, Then Shukadevji continuing, he says, Uddhavji was ready to come back. Then all of them came with variety of gifts. And then when Uddhavji boarded the chariot, before going, how beautifully Nandadayaha so beautifully asked Uddhavji to extend their prayers to Krishna. So in that, the two, three things were ki manasaha vrittayaha nahasyo Krishna padambuja ashrayaha. All the thoughts of our mind be always focused only on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Vachaha avidhayini namnam. Our mind speech should only speak about the names and glories of Krishna. Kayaha tat prahvanadishu. May our deha adi are involved only in doing Brahmana Seva Adi to Bhagavano. Then what is the ultimate prayer? They said, Karmamir Brahmyamananam Yatra Kwapi Ishwarechaya. By Ishwarecha, because our own karma, whichever the place Lord puts us, thus we go on wandering Brahmana from one place to the other. By some chance or by God's grace only, some punya, if at all we do, by any means, that punya we don't want to encash it for this loka sukha bhoga or the swargadi loka sukha bhoga. That punya we want to exchange for ratihi naha krishne ishware. We want to have devotion only in Krishna who is Ishvara. So these are such a finer, beautiful ways of guiding us in our own spiritual sadhana. Thus, when we consciously, carefully, with devotion, regularly study the Shastras, the Rahasya, the Marma of the Shastra Jnanam, as it starts clicking to us, we see the Madhuryam, we see the Amrutatvam, we see the efficacy, we see the glory of those knowledges. When we practice them, we also become as great as those bhaktas. Greatness is not outside, greatness in terms of total surrender to the Lord and being blessed by the Lord for the experience of Lord Himself. Then, in this way, evam sabhajitah gopaihi. In this way, being respected, revered, taken care, hosted by the gopikas and Krishna bhaktya, and also seeing their bhakti to Krishna. O Naradipa. See, Shukadevji is addressing Parikshit ji, who is lost in his meditation on Gopikas and their bhakti to Krishna. उनको बुलाकर सुखदेव जी कह रहे हैं, उद्धव पुनः आगच्छत मथुराम कृष्ण पालिताम. Uddhav ji came back to this Mathura Nagari. Having come, what did he do? Did he do? Krishnaya pranipatya aha. Totally, he just put his head Sharanagati mein at the feet of Krishna. Every time he does it anyway. But now he has done for two more reasons. One reason is that he has blessed the Gopikas through him, and he gave him an opportunity for him to go to Gopikas and learn from them. Then having met them only, through them he came to know Leelas of Krishna more vividly. So, for these specially added reasons, along with his own earlier reason of general bhakti and sharanagati to Krishna, he did a pranipata. He has done total pranama falling at the feet of Krishna. See, if Krishna had not selected Uddhavji and sent, he would have not heard not only that Krishna Leelas of the Bachpana of Krishna, but how great are those bhaktas, gopikas, etc. And then the ego, if at all little is there, that I am bhakta, all that is washed off. उद्धव जी में था ही नहीं, कभी आगे आने का कोई चांस ही नहीं है, because he has made the best of the bhaktas in his life. So, thanking the Lord for Lord's glory, thanking the Lord for His impartial, blessing everyone, thanking the Lord for giving him the opportunity to go and meet and learn from Gopikas. Uddhavji falls at his feet. Then, Bhakti Udrekam Rajaukasam Aha. Then, that extreme devotion of all the beings of Rajabhumi he has put in front of Krishna. So, Rajaukasa, it is cows and the calves and the birds and the trees and the Yamunaji, the Govardhanagiri, entire of Rajabhumi, seemingly non-living things, Pashupakshi Vanaspati. So to all the Vraja children, women folk, gopikas, male folk, elders, all in all, especially Nanda Yashoda, their bhakti udrekam means extreme height of their single pointed devotion to Krishna, he has narrated to Krishna. भगवान कृष्ण knows all that. Therefore, he did not respond. ऐसा है क्या, वैसा है क्या, मैंने को पता ही नहीं था. अच्छा होगा मैंने तुमको भेजा. Good that you brought. मैं तो सोचा कि लोग मेरे को भूल ही गए होंगे. All that he will not ask or say or talk or think, because every devotee's devotion's level, depth, Bhagavan knows. That is why we have already seen best of his friend and disciple and mantri and blessed by Brahaspati with knowledge. That Uddhava only Bhagavan sent, that to with the Tattva Jnana, the Atma Jnana, the Brahma Jnana. So again we have done the Anvaya of it in our life also, in the beginning only. That when we also first Saguna Sakara Rupa say do the bhakti to the Lord for a few lives, Bhagavan only will send a Guru in our life who will see to it that we understand the Brahma Jnana, Tattva Jnana, Atma Jnana, after which not only with God but all the bhaktas, all the members around, we enjoy living the life of Dharma and Bhakti. Same time, we don't compromise with the Tattva Jnana also. So Tattva Jnana in the Anubhava, Bhakti in the Vyavahara, and that in the Hridaya or Mana. That Hridaya Mana Antaragata Bhakti expresses outside as the Dharma, the duties, the Sevas, the services whenever required. Establishing in this way of lifestyle is called as Mukti. So I serve all, I love all, I know the truth, the reality. That's it. So Gopikas and all those Vrajavasins were blessed by all this. Bhakti anyway they have, then service to Lord and everybody anyway they do. Tattva Jnana, little touch-ups were required. Uddhavaji, the best teacher Guru was sent, he has accomplished the mission. Iti Srimad Bhagavate Mahapurane Paramamsam Samhitayam Tamsaskandhe Purvardhe Uddhava Pratiyanam Nama Sapta Chatvarimsho Adhyayah. In this way, Uddhavji returned. This 47th chapter is seen. Okay, now that's over. Now Bhagavan had said no as he entered to Mathura. When that SAIRANDHRI Kubja, she gave Angaraga, Bhagavan put his two fingers of the feet, toes on her toes, and with two fingers he just sit like that. So she was a hunchback at three levels. She became straight. Then she was so happy and all. She asked Lord, come to my home. भगवान ने कहा मैं आऊँगा, पहले इनको फिनिश करूँ मामू को. Then Mamu was finished. Mama Mamu Kamsaji. So to Akrurji invited him. I are घर with all the people I'll host. But Krishna very sensitive, intelligent. इनके घर जाए तो फिर बस Kamsa may misunderstand Akrura and all. Akrura was sent by Kamsa only to bring Krishna Balrama. He is brought. So for the time being, your job is over. You go again to your same instruction. Finish Kamsadi. Definitely I come to your house. So this 48th chapter of Purvardha of the 10th Skandha is that in which Bhagavan goes to bless both the Sairandhri, Trivakra and also Sri Akruraji. So Sairandhri one small story, but when he goes to Akrura, there he takes both Uddhavji and Balrama. What an excellent manner Akruraji receives, welcomes again as he has done Krishna Stuti, which we studied more than 20 days. Here also Akruraji does wonderful stuti of Krishna and Balaram. Toward the end, Bhagavan says, I came with a definite purpose. The purpose is, please go and see at Delhi how my devotees and beloved maternal relatives, Pandavas, are there. Their whereabouts, how abouts, and it is already heard Dhritarashtra doesn't have proper taking care of them out of his attachment and fear to his son. Exact details, if you know and if you bring to me, then what action I have to take to save my bhaktas or dharmika people, I will take that action. So in this way, Shukra Akrur ji ko Bhagavan Krishna wants to send to Delhi. This is how these topics, three mainly are there. Four topics, let us say. First topic, Sairendri ko milna. Second, going to Akrura. Third, Akrura's Uttama Stuti to Lord. Fourth one, Lord giving work to Akrura. These are the four topics that are dealt in this chapter 48. Let us make some chanting, let us make some study today, remaining tomorrow. Om Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Srimad Bhagavata Mahapuranam Dashamaskandha Purvardha Atha Ashtachatvarimshodhyayah. Shri Shuka Uvacha Atha Vignaya Bhagavan Sarvatma Sarvadarshanaha Sairandhriyaha Kamataptayaha Priyamichan Gruham Yayau Maharhopaskarairadhyam Kamaupayopabrumhitam Muktadamapatakavirvitanashayanasanaihi धूपैः सुरभिर्दीपैः स्रग्गन्धैरपि मण्डितं गृहं तमानयन्तं गृहं तमायान्तमवेक्ष्य शासनात् सद्यः समुत्थाय हि जातसम्भ्रमा यथोपसङ्गम्य सखीभिरच्युतं सभाजयामास सदासनादिभिः तथोद्धवः साधुतयाभिपूजितः न्यशीददूर्व्याम् अभिमृश्य चासनं कृष्णोऽपि तूर्णं शयनं महाधनं विवेशलोकाचरितान्यनुव्रतः सामज्जनालेपदुकूलभूषण स्रग्गन्धताम्बूलसुधासवादिभिः प्रसादितात्मोपससारमाधवं सव्रीडलीलोत्स्मितविभ्रमेक्षितैः आहूय कान्तां नवसङ्गमह्रिया विशङ्कितां कङ्कणभूषिते करे प्रगृह्य शय्याम् अधिवेश्य रामया रेमेनुलेपार्पण पुण्यलेशया सानङ्गतप्तकुशयोरुरसस्तथाक्षोः अक्ष्णोः जिघ्रन्त्यनन्तचरणेन रुजो मृजन्ते दोर्भ्यां स्तनान्तरगतिम् परिरभ्यकान्तम् आनन्दमूर्तिमजहादति दीर्घतापं सैवं कैवल्यनाथं तं प्राप्य दुष्प्रापमीश्वरम् अङ्गरागार्पणेनाहो दुर्भगेदमयाच्युत आहोष्यतामिह प्रेष्ठ दिनानि कतिचिन्मया रमस्वनोत्सहे त्यक्तुं सङ्गं तेऽम्बुरुहेक्षण तस्यैकामवरं दत्त्वा मानयित्वा च मानदः सहोद्धवेन सर्वेशः स्वधामागमदर्शितं दुराराध्यं समाराध्यं विष्णुं सर्वेश्वरेश्वरं यो वृणीते मनोग्राह्यम् असत्त्वात् कुमनीषि असौ अक्रूरभवनं कृष्णः समरसः रामोद्धवः प्रभुः किञ्चित् चिकीर्षेन् प्रागादु अक्रूरप्रियकाम्यया सतान् नरवरश्रेष्ठान् आराद्वीक्ष्य स्वबान्धवान् प्रत्युत्थाय प्रमुदितः परिष्वज्याभ्यनन्दत ननाम कृष्णं रामं च सतैरप्यभिवादितः पूजयामास विधिवत् कृतासनपरिग्रहान् पादावने जनीरापः धारयन् शिरसा नृप अर्हणेनाम्बरैर्दिव्यैः गन्धस्रग्भूषणोत्तमैः अर्चित्वा शिरसा नम्य पादावङ्कगतौ मृजन् प्रश्रयावनतोऽक्रूरः कृष्णरामावभाषत दिष्ट्या पापो हतः कंसः सानुगो वाम् इदं कुलं भवद्भ्याम् उद्धृतं कृच्छ्रातु दुरन्ताच्च समेधितं युवां प्रधानपुरुषौ जगद्धेतु जगन्मयौ भवद्भ्यां न विना किञ्चित् परमस्ति न चापरम् आत्मसृष्टमिदं विश्वम् अन्वाविश्य स्वशक्तिभिः ईयते बहुधा यथा हि भूतेषु चराचरेषु मह्यादयो योनिषु भान्ति नाना एवं भवान् केवल आत्मयोनिषु आत्मात्मतन्त्रो बहुधा विभाति सृजस्यथो लुम्पसि पासि विश्वं रजस्तमः सत्त्वगुणैः स्वशक्तिभिः न बध्यसे तद्गुणकर्मभिर्वा ज्ञानात्मनस्ते क्वच बन्धहेतुः देहाद्युपाधेरनिरूपितत्वात् भवो न साक्षात् न विदात्मनः स्यात् अतो न बन्धस्तव नैव मोक्षः स्यातां निकामस्त्वयि नो अविवेकः त्वयोदितोऽयं जगतो हिताय यदा यदा वेदपथः पुराणः बाध्येत पाषण्डपथैरसद्भिः तदा भवान् सत्त्वगुणं बिभर्ति सत्त्वं प्रभो अद्य वसुदेव गृहेव तीर्णः स्वांशेन भारमपनेतुमिहासि भूमेः अक्षौहिणी शतवधेन सुरेतरांश राज्ञाम् अमुष्य च कुलस्य यशो वितन्वन् अद्येष नो वसतयः खलु भूरिभागाः यः सर्वदेव पितृभूत नृदेवमूर्तिः यत्पादशौचसलिलं त्रिजगत्पुनाति सत्त्वं जगद्गुरुरधोक्षयया प्रविष्टः कः पण्डितस्त्वदपरं शरणं समीयात् भक्तप्रियात् ऋतगिरः सुहृदः कृतज्ञात् सर्वान् ददाति सुहृदो भजतोऽभिकामान् आत्मानमप्युपचयापचयौ न यस्य दिष्ट्या जनार्दन भवानिह नः प्रतीतः योगेश्वरैरपि दुरावगतिः सुरेशैः छिन्द्यासु नः सुतकळत्रधनाप्तगेह देहादिमोहरशनां भवदीयमायाम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 A very good, beautiful reading and lot of learnings. Our mana buddhi chitta ahankara. Mana is so much chanchala. Buddhi is slave to the indriyas. Therefore, whatever indriyas demand, how to find them? Only the buddhi goes on working. Chitta filled with all the non-positive asanas, and ahankara is so strong not to bend in front of the divinity or scriptures. So, to bend these four, to mend these four, to send these four to the feet of the Lord, it takes lot of convinced, conscious, willing efforts. A beginning of that is being regular in our swadhyaya. Then, as the matter becomes clear, understanding becomes correct, and convictions become stronger, these four antakaranas slowly we tune to the go towards the Lord, and each of these totally, like the mana, loses its nischalata and chanchalata and becomes nischala. Then the buddhi starts doing vicharana only Paramatma. Chitta is filled with bhakti jnana samskara. Aham is always at the feet of the Lord or an instrument of the Lord or merged in the Paramatma Anubhuti. These are the things which you have to reach through our spiritual sadhana, of which the beginning is study of this great topics. So let us go on doing, and the ability to uh, what do we say, bring all the thoughts together and understand the essence of it in terms of goal and means. This Ishvara Guru will give us when he understands, sees that we are so regular in our interested study. मतलब स्वाध्याय का बहुत श्रद्धा दिखाते हुए बहुत समय तक हम निरंतर सत्संग आदि में आते हैं। ये हमारा इस प्रयास को देखकर भगवान और गुरु हमें इन सारे विषयों का समग्र रूप से समझने का विशेष क्षमता प्रदान करते हैं। फिर उसके द्वारा हमें लक्ष्य मार्ग साधना तैयारी सारे स्पष्ट रूप से पता होते हैं। देन वी डू दैट, देन वी रीच आउट। So, in this 48th chapter of the Purva Ardha of 10th Skanda of Srimad Bhagavatam, Maha Puranam, the two stories are, or 2, 3, 4 topics are Bhagavan going to Sairandhri, then he is going to Akrura, then Akrura's Upasana Stuti, as well as Bhagavan telling the work to Akrura ji. Now, first one, what happened? Sri Sugavacha, 48th chapter, the first portion. कि अथ विज्ञाय भगवान सर्वात्मा सर्वदर्शनः, भगवान से यः सर्वज्ञः सर्ववितु, सर्वदर्शन is सर्वज्ञः, सर्वात्मा is सर्वदत् सर्ववित्. Like in Telugu Mundaka Upanishad, today we try to see little. यह सर्वज्ञः सर्ववित्. So Bhagavan is the self of all, Bhagavan is the knower of everything. He has understood, remembered that he gave promise to her, as well as she is wanting Bhagavan to come. Therefore, Sairandriyaha, Kamataptayaha, she was wanting Bhagavan to be with her. Priyam Ichan, to give her Priyam, because she asked for prayers only, not Shreyas. Gruham Yayau, he went to her house. And how her house was? Not like the house in that Gopikas, Vrindavan, Vagera. ये तो बड़ा सिटी है मथुरा में, and she is special assistant to, as in sense supplier of all these Gandha Adi to Kamsa himself, and he and all of them love it so much. So they every time seeing the best of all these fragrances must have adorned her or given her lot of money. They were all her place is so rich. Very good. How was that? Maharha. Maharam is very valuable. Upaskaraihi, all the interior sofas, etc. Adhyam, looking very, very palatially rich was her house. Kama Upaya Brahmitam, everywhere the happiness, matlab sukha giving things are not there. Are there, sorry. Like in today's world, when you go to very rich people's houses, there are ACs, are there? There are a wonderful, comforting things, the dining tables, the eateries, har ek cheez. Wherever you go, so much of luxury. And when you go to a lower middle class, घर में इधर को बैठे कुर्सी नहीं होता. I remember our earlier days, first time when we got that foldable chair, iron वाला, एक ही कुर्सी और उसमें फिर पापा जी बैठते थे पहले पिताजी. Later on, slowly we used to fight with मुझे 1 घंटा बैठना, मुझे 1 घंटा बैठना. Thereafter any guests come, we used to give it. बाकी लोग थोड़ा नीचे एक लकड़ का बना हुआ वो आठ आसन पीठ होता था उस पे बैठते. नहीं तो only on the ground. And nowadays there are variety of things. So an example is given for understanding. Maha upaskaranahi adhyaha, all of them are for ki kama upaya, means giving all the sukha shanti. Then mukta dama pataka vihi, mukta means motiyon ka, dama means malaye, pataka vihi, so all the pearl garlands, very beautiful decorative janda pataka were there inside and outside the house. Then Vitana Asana, Vitana Shayana Asanaihi. So Vitana Takyaye, Asana बैठने वाले कुर्सियां, Shayana the sleeping beds. Beautifully they were there. कितने कमरे थे सब तो नहीं बताया. धूपाई ही, सूराबीबी ही, very fragrant अगरबत्ती, दीपाई ही everywhere. Wonderfully the lamps were lit. Sragandhai hi, there is a fragrance of the garlands coming up. Manditam beautified all her house that way. Then Gruham Tamayantam Aveksha. Seeing Krishna coming to her house, saw that Sairandhri Asanat Sadhya Samuttayahi Jata Sambrama. She asked Krishna to come. He said, I'll come. But she had always doubts. Why will Krishna, the Lord of whole world, will come to my place? Therefore, she was stuck with wonderment seeing his arrival. Our understanding should be what? When Bhagavan gives promise that he will do this or that, he always fulfills that pratigna. है ना सत्य प्रतिज्ञा राम राम श्री राम जय जय राम राम हो कृष्ण हो सत्य प्रतिज्ञा they do it. Therefore, she was Jata Sambrama. Then Yatha Upasangamya, with all the respect, reverences, she went and received Sakhi Bihi. She had her own Sakhis, etc. Then Achyutam Sabhajayamasa. She started worshipping him as a host in a best manner to this best of the guest. Sadasanadivihi, a wonderful asana to sit, pav ke niche kapade. You all know when great Mahatmas, Gurus came to your house, definitely how you full attentively took care. She also did Tata Uddhavaha. She gave asana, argya, vadya, everything to Uddhava also. But sadhutaya, in a best manner, she tried to do puja to Uddhava. But abhipujitaha nashidat urvyam abhimurshya asanam. So equally valuable asana she gave to Uddhava. Uddhavaji touched the asana. He did not sit on that. He sat on the ground only. Urvyam nashidat. Urvi means bhumi. तो उद्धव जी भगवान के सामने कुर्सी पे नहीं बैठते हैं उनका ये मर्यादा है इट इज हम्बलनेस एटसेट्रा देन कृष्ण अपि तूर्णम शयनम महाधनम निवेश लोकाचरितान अनुव्रतः तो he did not hesitate. She gave him a very good asana shayana to sit. He just had his own asana very full nicely. Then she just मैं अभी आती हूँ करके गई या earlier already she was मज्जन आलेप दुकूल भूषण स्नक गंध तांबूल सुधासवादिभिः प्रसादित आत्म उपसंहार माधव. She decorated herself very well to present herself nicely in front of Krishna. Then she brought all those fragrant items and all that she presented. Savrida Leela Utsmita Vibhrama Ikshitaihi. To had that respectful, reverential, loving devotion to Krishna. Then Bhagavan Krishna took her, gave her what she asked for, that prema, anuraga, ityadi. Then she also had such a great demand or desire in her heart for having Krishna in her place. He came, then sometime when you want someone to come to your house, it can be your children or anyone, हमेशा वो खलकता रहता है मन में, when will they come. Sometimes it is about an object also, but somehow when that comes, all that pressure or the tension or the feeling that अयो योनास तो होते तो कितना अच्छा होता, all that goes away. You feel so happy. You can see in children, they ask for something, parents are not affording, so after some days or months suddenly one day they get it. वो चाइल्ड के मन में इतना खुशी होकर तब तक जो ग्लानि या फीलिंग था कि ये नहीं था वो नहीं था, all that goes away. So too she, her eyes, her heart, and all her personality was so fulfilled, and all her, that tapa that Krishna है तो अच्छा होता वगैरह था, all that Bhagavan has removed. Thereafter, she, see, the one two shlokas here are very importantly spoken. Ki having Bhagavan Krishna come to her house, who is a Jagadishvara, instead of asking for bhakti or the mukti, she has only asked for common worldly things. That our Shukadevji points out to Parikshit ji, and that is the only essential topic of this particular portion of Bhagavan Krishna visiting Sairandhri's house. So, when she requested Krishna to come, Krishna fulfilled it. When Krishna goes to her house or any house, what that person should ask from Krishna, that is $1,000,000 point. So he says कि she is a Subhaga because she could invite Krishna and Krishna came. But she is equally Durbhaga, most unfortunate one, because instead of asking for Ananya Bhakti and Prema, something else she asked. ज्ञान या भक्ति नहीं मांगा, इसे कहते हैं कि दिस एथ मंत्र यू सी सा शी एवं इन दिस वे कैवल्यनाथम, द वन हु कैन गिव द केवल और कैवल्य, दैट योग दर्शन में मोक्ष को कैवल्य कहते हैं. So Kaivalya tam prapya, the Lord who is capable of giving mukti through jnana, having obtained him, but dushprapam Ishwaram, and he is an Ishwara, and also to obtain him in the house is impossible. किनके घर भगवान या गुरु लोग जाते हैं? सबके घर थोड़ी जाते हैं. जिनको बहुत पुण्य फल हुआ, जिनका बहुत बहुत वो जो कहते हैं ना फॉर्चून है, किस्मत जो कहते हैं उनका. So having obtained Krishna, who is Ishvara and who is Kaivalya Natha. So these two are our Yoga Darshana Shabdas. So Ishvara Pranidhanadva and Kaivalyam is the ultimate goal. Such Krishna having obtained Angaraga Arpanena. And how Krishna obliged to go to her house? Just because she offered the Angaraga. Angaraga. Raga means Rajanath Raga, the variety of the cosmetics for beautification of the Deha, which is to make and give Kamsa. When Krishna and Balrama asked, why not Garga? She gave only the best of the thing. We saw all that in Krishna's entry in Mathura in the first chapter itself. So, just by offering Angaraga, she is blessed with the arrival of Bhagavan Krishna, is Kaivalyanatha, who is also Ishvara. But then, Durbhaga idamaya chata. She did not ask for Paramatma, something else only. Ahushatamiha preshta dinani gati jinmaya ramasvanotse tyaktum sangante emburuhekshana. She only asked, आप आगे बैठो कुछ दिन आराम से मैं खाना वाना दिलाऊंगी, खीर दूंगी, आप खाइएगा, बस जाइएगा. Only this. Sometimes it happens when we also go to somebody's house. 2 दिन 3 दिन रहते हैं, खाना पिलाते हैं लोग सब कुछ. None of those people ask even little bit about the jnanam or bhakti or sadhana or satsanga. पूछते ही नहीं वैसे. So two people come to our house also, stay with us, but they don't discuss about any tattva at all. उनको बस ये लौकिक व्यवहार ही चाहिए. So the saubhagyam is the arrival of Guru and God in our house, or we go to their house. Daurabhagyam is not asking for bhakti and jnanam, but asking for something worldly. So she did that wrong thing of not asking for bhakti jnanam. Therefore, Tasya Kamavaram Dattva, as she asked, Krishna stayed some days there, or sometime Manayitvacha, Manadaha, because she deserved with her prema devotion, therefore he reciprocated it. After that, without giving her jnana or bhakti, he left because she did not ask. अब बिना पूछे नहीं भी देना चाहिए, पूछे तो ही देना है, तो उन्होंने पूछा नहीं. Therefore, Saha Uddhavena Sarveshaha Sadhama Agamat Architam. His own place, beautiful that Mathura Nagari, he has reached back to his palace, Krishna, after staying some time with her. So therefore, Lord and Gurus always are very sensitive in the sense unasked. Even is Mukti giving jnana, they don't give. Therefore, we have to have sensitivity and sensibility. Either knowingly ask for jnanam, which gives moksha, or ask them what is best, please give. Don't ask that too very vehemently, strongly, that which is not only spiritual but also obstruction to spiritual. Is it not? Not only not spiritual but obstruction to spiritual. What is that? Everything of the worldliness. Now, how important is this thought? Two things we are always talking nowadays. Being born as human being, that also in India, Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma. Coming across or meeting great Mahatmas. Yet, if you are not seeking the eternal, if you are not seeking the truth, if you are not seeking the reality, if our mind and heart is still only longing for the worldliness, how ignorant, how immature, how useless we are. ये हमको खुद को कहना है, कोई और कहने से हमको offending हो जाता है. We don't give right to anyone in today's world to tell us anything. Forget about ordering. Isn't it? We cannot even tell anybody nowadays. As a साधु और स्वामी और सन्यासी और anybody, किसी को हक ही नहीं होता. बोलने की जरूरत ही नहीं होगा. हक कहाँ से मिलेगा? Therefore, everyone who's thinking that he is intelligent should prove his intelligence by making use of this Manav Janma as Haindava Sanskriti, as well as making use of presence of the Mahatmas, Gurus in their life by seeking only one truth, eternal Paramatma. Bhakti towards him, jnana of him, merger in him, darshan of him. These are the things we have to seek. That gives that shashvata sukha ananda. Then running for sukha stops. That running for sukha is called bandhanam. Therefore, bandhanam stops. If that is not sought, temporary things of the world are asked, and they not only end in time, they also have the knack of binding us to them and enslaving us them to them. Not only that, they won't later on allow you to go towards spirituality. You know that in TV, channel number 32, आजकल नंबर है कि नहीं पता नहीं, सिनेमा. Channel number 33, some spiritual satsanga. Channel number 34, again some cinema. 32, 34 we go, 33 we don't see. Next, how much you have to do? Only one button you have to press to go to that channel and listen to all the great satsanga or bhajana kirtana going on of the Lord. But do you think the mind which is possessed with bhoga will make us tune to that channel? No, we don't see. We just skip that. Not once or twice. Daily, how many number of times we put on the TV and how many number of days we go on seeing. Nowadays, to marte dam tak, even in the hospital, in the bed, they put a TV or a movie only, not any spirituality. So, marte dam tak wahi dekhte jate hain. Now, you understand the power of we getting possessed by materialism, that just one channel next to it alone is spirituality. Mukti giving thing is going on. We don't even show an iota of interest to that. Right now, how many crores of people in India are sitting in front of TV or this YouTube, and to every one of them, these talks are available. Just you have to just ABC Divine Channel on karo, but do you think they will come? You understand now how we get possessed by Bhautikavada when we give them a chance that next only Bhagavan is there, but we don't look at him at all. Like in the localities residential, where there are sometimes ashramas, temples, people from far off distance come there, but the localites seldom go to the temple or ashram. Why? Because physically they may be near the temple, but their mind is possessed by the worldliness. How? They only asked for it. Now, from them we learn, we can't teach them or tell them. We are not here to teach anyone. We are here only to learn for ourselves. Therefore, we have to protect ourselves from our own selves by seeking spirituality, nothing else. So the contrast pictures given in the same chapter 48. One side is SAIRANDHRI, to her house also Krishna went. Other side is AKRURA, to his house also Krishna went. She did not ask for Bhakti Mukti, only for some physical sthula presence of Lord. But Akrurji is asked for the great Bhakti and Mukti. तो भगवान ये यथा माम प्रपद्यन्ते तान तथैव भजाम्यहम, as he said in Gita, he has proved it here. Of course, Gita will come later on in the Krishna Avatara position. in that sequence of the items, but he always is. In Gita, he said, ki in whatever the way they worship me, I reciprocate. That he said, that doesn't mean before that he was not doing it. Anytime, yetha mam prapadyante, tan tatha eva bhajami. Therefore, we worship Lord for dharma, artha, kama, he will give only that, but that has a binding effect to and a habit of it. Once you get habited to dharma, artha, kama, you will never see beyond that called as moksha. So because he you ask him for the moksha, he will give that also. Moksha through bhakti, jnana, yoga, vairagya, or what I say, karma yoga, ityadi, ashtanga yoga. So this is what he says. What a beautiful shloka 11. The punchline, the main line, to convey which alone this visit of Krishna to Sairandhri was mentioned by Shukadev ji to Parikshit ji, and Vyasa ji has written in this book. What is that? Chant that 11th mantra. Ki duraradhyam samaradhya. The Lord whom cannot be easily propitiated, having propitiated him, this Sairandhri, by giving him the Angaraga. Yet what happened to her? And who is that Paramatma who is difficult to be propitiated? Vishnum Sarveshwara Ishwaram. सारे ईश्वरों के ईश्वर and Vishnu, whom worshipping and propitiating him and inviting to him is very, very impossible and difficult. She has achieved that 50% of it. But the second one, yo vrunite manograhyam. Okay, the one who asks for those things at the mind and physical level, all the comforts, etc. Asatvat, these things being absolutely unreal, jadatmaka, non-divine, that person who seeks them from the Krishna Paramatma, he is, or they are called as Kumanishi Asau. His Manisha is Ku, not Su. Manisha means intellection. Manisha means understanding. Manisha means maturity. Manisha means conviction. So that person's conviction, maturity, understanding is ku. Ku means always negative. Su means always good. Ku means kutsita. Su means sushtu. Sushtu means good. Ku means kutsita means not bad. So that person's mind is so negative and polluted. So she should have asked for bhakti, viveka, jnana, all that. She did not ask. Therefore, duraradhyam samaradhya Vishtum Sarveshwareswaram Yaha Vrunite Manograhyam, not Mana Atitam. मनोग्राह्य इंद्रिय ग्राह्य विषय वस्तुओं को जो मांगते हैं असत्वात, because of his seeking is of absolutely absurd useless thing, that person's manisha, understanding, maturity, conviction is kutsita, is a very, very low kada. So we have to be very sensible to catch. At one side, out of love to Krishna, she might have given Angaraga. And second side, she might have invited Krishna. So Krishna, because he received from her something, he should reciprocate. Therefore, he went to her house. And if she invited also. 0.5% is good. But having obtained Krishna or Guru or Manushya Deha or birth in Sanatana Dharma, whatever we have to utilize it, if that Manisha is not there, then we only Kumanisha, we only ask and exchange it for something negative. है ना, कामधेनु कल्प वृक्ष के पास जाकर हमको बंधन करने में वाले मांगेंगे तो आर वी कुमनीशी और सुमनीशी? वी आर कुमनीशी only. So this is a lesson from her we have to learn. Therefore, always through study of the Shastra, having known the glory of Paramatma Anubhuti and the means for that to be Bhakti and Jnana, only these things we have to all the time seek. Whether we are doing puja, in that sankalpa should be only for that, and those places where Jnana Bhakti are taught, to those places only we have to go. And whenever we are having Mahatma's darshanam, even Bhagavan comes to our house, don't ask me, आपका बंसी दे दो, आपका मुकुट दे दो, आपने जो मक्खन खाया हमको भी खिलाओ. Don't do that. Bhagavana, that atyanta utkrishta sharanagati, ananya sharanagati rupi bhakti, like of Uddhava, like of Prahlada, like of Gajendra, like of all these gopikas, us bhakti ko humko pradhan karo, like Naraji and great devotees. So to give us tattva anubhuti, atma anubhuti, brahma anubhuti, brahmatmaikya bodha, that alone we should ask. Therefore, here a very careful thing to be caught is, even born as human being, such a nonsense of what to ask, what not to ask also we don't know. कितना इमेच्योरिटी हम में है कि क्या मांगना चाहिए भगवान को वो भी नहीं पता, किसमें हमारा श्रेयस है वो भी नहीं पता, So what education we are having? It's only Bevakufi. All that education which prompts and tempts us to ask for only Kamadi Vikara, not the Moksha and Bhakti Adi Adhyatmika Vishayas. What is that education? Batao? Soch lo. Is it not? And therefore, the entire government's world only teaching all of us to seek Arthakama, little dharma. Where is the moksha vicharana is done in any of the schools or colleges? From the age of 5, let us say, or 6, is I'll say, up to the age of 22, till he completes his graduation PG. 16 साल बच्चे कॉलेज स्कूल जाते हैं ना. Is there anywhere moksha vidya taught? Daso? Only the Arthakama Vidya only is taught. Then how do you expect them to be with spiritual values, spiritual vision? When that is not there, definitely the materialistic value, materialistic vision, materialistic outlook, how to gain more and more matter, for that sake, ready to do any nonsense. This way only they will be trained, no? Tomorrow in our class, which one? In our Taittiriya Upanishad, asanneva sabhavati asad brahmeti chet veda chet asti brahmeti chet veda santamenam tato viduritihi. To this mantra, what a beautiful Bhashakara's Bhashya. Same things he will tell. When the goal is not spiritual, then the means cannot be spiritual. When the goal and means are not spiritual, then the goal would be non-spiritual. And for the non-spiritual goal, the means also will be non-spiritual, in which every type of negativity will come. Therefore, the cause of all negativity in everyone is not having spirituality as the goal. Full stop. If one can digest it, at least for oneself, and change one's goal from materialistic to the spiritual, one is doing one's own kalyana. If that can be universalized everywhere, if that can be taken, that society, whether it's for 10 साल 20 साल 50 40 60 साल, that time generation में कोई भी जीव आए ना, वो आध्यात्मिक प्रगति से मुक्ति मार्ग में जाते हुए उस समय के अपने जीवन को भी, अपने चारों तरफ का सोसाइटी का भी जीवन को भी आध्यात्मिक मंगलमय वो बनाएंगे. Is it not? The government should do it. Government will not do. Therefore, once in a while, some great Mahatma sent by the Lord, he just does a huge jerk of bringing spirituality to the generation for 20, 30, 40 years. Whoever come across him, they keep spirituality as the goal. In pursuing that, they live a life of dharma and values. They evolve. Then that Mahatma goes away till the other Mahatma comes. All Duratmas will take charge of the society and they misguide everyone for that 30, 40 years. The generation is totally destroyed with all negative values. समष्टि में ऐसे ही होता है. We have to know, at least for our vyasti, that learn from this katha from Bhagavan. Ask for mukti only. Ask for jnanadi bhakti adi. Don't ask for those things by which we prove that we are kumanishi. How important it is. And every day, every time when we talk this topic, involuntarily the Lord says through us that do the same thing with your children also. Make them first the spiritual seekers. Then only any dharmic vyavahara outside, never ever make them bhogi vishaya vastuon ka. Yeah, they will hate you, they won't like you. They will have, that bias to devotion, drushti towards you. Like our earlier generation, 3 generation पहले माता पिता हमको खाने के चीज, भोग के चीज कम देते थे, only spiritual. इसलिए we never used to love them. But then that was the right treatment. But nowadays, the parents, to get that love from the children, all bhoga only they give. So children से वो लोग प्यार पा रहे हैं, लेकिन बड़े अच्छे संस्कार नहीं देने के कारण they are proving to be the enemy number one of the children. Every house in the place we see, exception को छोड़ो, they are ready to feed the children like buffalo, but they are not ready to make their children proper human beings. And the children are growing every day. Every day, if you don't give good, every day they are taking the bad. Slowly that grows. And when that grows, even at the age of 16, 17, 20, you send them to any spiritual master or anything, they can't even listen to that also because बचपन से संस्कार ही नहीं है. मानो कि सुबह बचपन से लेकर उनको मत्था टिकवाना, मंदिर ले जाना, संतों से मिलवाना, थोड़ा पूजा के समय बिठाना, सब भजन कीर्तन सुनाना, कुछ अच्छे कथाएं सुनाना, प्रहलाद आदि. If you do all these and put him in his heart, as he's growing, he grows in that also. Is not that the healthy growth? Who can do it? If you leave it for everybody to do, like that quotation, there was a job which was to be done by everybody, and anybody thought that somebody will do it in that way. That job was done by nobody. There are four friends. My name, anybody, everybody, somebody, nobody. There was a job to be done. That was to be done by anybody. Everybody. But then anybody thought that somebody will do. Finally, who did it? Nobody did it. You blame government, you blame the education institutions, you blame whom to blame. Blame game से काम बनता है क्या? Responsibility आप realize करो, you do your best very delicately, depending on whatever in your daira. Like I have no authority to anybody, whether they come to me or I go to them. कोई मेरे को मौका नहीं देते हैं सुनाने का, especially your children, grandchildren, nobody. Then, but I don't stop my work. I will do it in my YouTube and all. That remains there. Whoever deserving, they take it. More than this, if the Lord wants to work, He will give me the opportunity. Fully aware, we will do when it is given. Like that, in your own capacity, whatever is there, karte jana. We have to become little stronger in our life in managing our next generations to give them spiritual vision. If that strength is not there, we are weak because of our emotional dependency on them, or by getting blackmailed by them, we can never do justice completely. मेरा फीलिंग है, शास्त्रों का फीलिंग है, बुजुर्गों का फीलिंग है, आपके मन में क्या ख्याल है? You have it, you do it, it is your choice. Slowly become strong and say to them, you love my love and all, only when you also listen to class, do some study things. If you don't listen to my these things, then I also need not. Why should I waste my time to become a Nastika by being with you? At least let me spend my time in my spirituality. बैठ जाओ अपने कमरे में, आओ मत बाहर, मिलो मत किसी से जो आपके बात नहीं मानते स्पिरिचुअल वाले. Why do you become weak? The negative people are strong and weak positive people are weak. Do like that. Don't talk, don't call your children for 1 month. And let us see. That time you will know both. Whether they have true love or not, and whether they are obedient to you or not. If they love you, they call you. Then if they are obedient to you, when you tell them when they call, I'm not calling you or talking to you, responding to you because you are not spiritual. If they are really obedient, yes, Baba, sorry, from today I'll do. Interesting. Excellent. This is how the habits and inner minds get molded. When each individual's mind gets molded, totality gets beautified. Otherwise, where is the chance? Daso? Nowhere. So this one shloka, see, Duraradhyam Samaradhya Hum Vishnum Sarveshwareswaram Yaha Vrunite Manograhyam Asatvat Kumanishi. His Manisha is negative only. Kutsita Manisha. Then Shastra has given us the authority. Then should we not be sensible, sensitive, serious, sincere in our pursuits? Think about it. Okay? So in this way, Sairandhri's visit is concluded. Now Akrura Bhavanam Krishna Saharama Uddhavaha Prabhu Kinchit Jigirshayan Pragatu Akrura Priya Kamyaya. And also to give to Preeti happiness to Akrura, himself also to accomplish some mission. Bhagavan Krishna goes to Akrurji this time, taking both his own elder brother Balrama as well as a most wonderful disciple and friend as well as Bhakta Uddhavji. हुआ क्या वहां जाकर? Tomorrow we will enjoy that very enchanting thing in this heavy dose of Vedanta. Akrurji teaches all of us here and also thereafter, explaining the Prakrita Pralaya in the 12th Skandha. Heavy dose of Vedanta is given. Unless we are very protective about our quietness, subtlety of the mind and intellect, these sublime things cannot be heard, understood, digested, accepted, and convinced and practiced and reached. Let us see. Sarvam Krishna Arpanam Om Shanti शांति शांति। ओम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, श्री भागवत शरणं मम, श्री सद्गुरु शरणं मम, श्री सूत शरणं मम, श्री शुकदेव शरणं मम, श्री व्यास शरणं मम, श्री नारद शरणं मम, श्री कुमार शरणं मम, श्री ब्रह्मा शरणं मम, श्री विष्णु शरणं मम, श्री परब्रह्म शरणं मम, श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, शरणं मम, शरणं मम। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ओम मुखं करोति वाचालं, अंगुं लंघयते गिरिं, यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं। स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्ति अयं रसः, अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामा मुञ्चदकर्हिचिद। ओं नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओं श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणं द्वादश स्कन्धः आभासश्च निरोधश्च यतश्चाद्यवसेयते स आश्रयः परं ब्रह्म परमात्मेति शब्दते। ओम अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः। श्रीशुक उवाच। Friends, we have come up to the 12th skandha, fourth chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Mahapurana, which we started studying on July 1st, 2020. Today is March 28, 2023. So 1000 days almost are over. I don't know exactly 970, 980 जो भी है, but good that we are every day at least chanting few slokas. I'm sure all this goes into the deposition of punya, and definitely a day of encashing them comes. We'll pray to the Lord. Oh Lord, take all the punya of all these, give us ananya bhakti sharanagati at your feet, and give us the vision of the absolute truth reality. Just now we learned it from the earlier portion of Bhagavatam Skandha. Let us do that and continue the study. Now, those who are regular, they have understood it. When we are regular in our study of Shastra, whole world gets adjusted accordingly. So too, when we become too worldly like other people or our own other life, spirituality also gets adjusted in such a way that it doesn't bother us. So fully become spiritual, world will not bother you. Fully become worldly, spirituality doesn't bother you. But what we have to bother about, we should bother. Whereas now it's all good, except in between some jerks of some obligations, some important works. We are not distracted. People have understood that he goes to the class and all. They come or not, but they don't disturb. Where it all start from, the day we started situation status quo remains so. Once we come out of this commitment and get engaged somewhere in the non-spirituality, again the status quo changes. Again, here spirituality gurus never bother you as you are not bothering them. And the world you are interested in, world also pulls us. This is called Maya and Moha. इनसाइड है हमारा अंदर ही, हम ही माया के कारण मोहित होकर परमात्मा को छोड़कर जगत में फंसते हैं। हम खुद को ही अकल से समझकर बात को हाथ में लेकर आध्यात्मिकता में प्रवेश करने से धीरे हमारा मोह माया कम होता रहता। इट इज ऑल चॉइस. If you say, no, I'm not interested for millions of lives, if you are not interested in your evolution, why the hell anybody is interested? Nobody is interested. Think about it, very cool. So, in this third chapter, 60 days, we studied beautiful topics where Shukadevji taught what is to be done for a person throughout life, especially at the time of leaving the body, then he really reach Paramatma Prapti. So, to having explained all the Kali doshas, but there is a great guna in Kali that Kirtana Deva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Rajeto. Only by Krishna Sankirtana one gets freed from all non-positivity and he reaches to Param, that great guna of the Kali Yuga is said. And conclusion में कृत में ध्यान से, त्रेता में यज्ञ से, द्वापर में उपासना से जो भगवत प्राप्ति होता है, केवल कीर्तन से होता है इन कलियुगा. Therefore, if you can't do even this one, then you are denying your own evolution and moksha. This is how chapter 3 concluded. Now, in the chapter 4, as was the question of the Parikshit ji, please tell about the Kalpa Pralaya also. All the Kala Ganana from the Paramanu up to Dviparartha, having said earlier in the 5th or 6th Skandha. Now, Pralaya cannot be said there in the beginning. क्योंकि अभी तो लीलाएं चल रहे, अभी all लीलास over including Krishna का. Now it is right time to tell about Pralaya, especially even Uddhav ji, Parikshit ji also is about to leave the body. Therefore, that topic he took now. Even Parikshit ji also asked in the beginning of this chapter. Therefore, Bhagavan explains the 4 types of Pralaya. Now, the symbolism, the purpose of this study, last 2 days we are already seeing. What is that? Whenever anything is or created, its completion, its culmination, its fulfillment is there only when it goes back into the unmanifest stage through Pranaya. But that truth or self or reality, from where the Srushti is coming, in which the Srushti is staying, into which the Srushti dissolves, that permanently is there. And that eternal truth remains eternal. And from him, the Srushti Sthilaya also at the Leela level goes on happening. And when you transcend the Srushti and Maya and all, reach to Parabrahma and identify with them, that alone remains. So Parabrahma अनुभूति में Parabrahma alone remains. सृष्टि स्थिति लय काल में निरंतर सृष्टि स्थिति लय होता रहता है. At that time, nothing happens to Parabrahma. He remains the same. So in that, by identifying with the eternal truth, be in a blissful state, by accepting that wherever sृष्टि is there, it already starts its own pralaya. Accepting it, don't get lost in that fear or dukkha of the pralaya. हमको ये सीखना है. Like the sृष्टि of our class happened. So sthiti is going on now. A pralaya will happen one day. Class will end one day. So to sृष्टि of the study of Bhagavad started. Sthiti is going on. In a month or so, when Mahatma is over, pralaya हो जाएगा इस class का. 2 people came together. It is a beginning. They stay as long as their mutual brother is there. Runa. After that, definitely that relation dissolves. Nothing remains permanent. Only those sentimental, emotional fools who don't have this intellectual grasp or understanding becomes miserable at that stage. And the other arrogant people, even when they are together, they only misuse that opportunity of being together, being selfish and greedy. Only a wise people, knowing the truth that no 2 things remain permanent, as long as they are together, he encashes the togetherness for the best of the purpose without feeling any remorse or dukkha when the inevitable happens of the pralaya. Now, what is our role? लाइक माइन, मैं कहता हूँ मेरे चारों तरफ जो लोग हैं सब है, या वो मेरे को छोड़ के जाएंगे या मैं उनको छोड़ के जाऊंगा. शाश्वत नहीं है. जब तक है वो प्रलय आने से पहले, लेट अस मेक बेस्ट यूज ऑफ टुगेदरनेस. दैट इज फॉर आवर स्टडी ऑफ शास्त्र, knowing the truth. When the time of departure comes, no regrets because it has to happen. In this way, when we are healthily maintaining the intellectual status of the Manabuddhi, we don't suffer. And that's what, see, not 1, not 2, 1,000 and above days we are together. Actually, our togetherness started from 2019 August or October, I think so. How many texts we are studying? And other than studying Shastra, any other nonsense are we doing? This is the right way. Although we are not doing very deep and detailed and sublime and growing, both of your evolution takes lives together, that we know. But we are doing the best thing. Then when our being together concludes one day, we will not have regrets or remorses because we have done the best use of our stay together. In the same way everywhere. And all in all, protect your spirituality. The Maya is so subtle and powerful. On the name of prema, asakti, duty, dharma, it enters and slowly takes us away from the divine into the worldly things and beings. ये मैंने पकड़ लिया बाबा. इसलिए चाहे मुझे कहीं जाना पड़े या कोई भी मेरे पास आए, मैं अपने क्लासेस को नहीं छोड़ने वाला. क्लास को छोड़ दिया तो भगवान को छोड़ दिया तो माया को मौका दिया, वो पकड़ लेगी और उसका शक्ति हम जानते हैं. अघटित घटना पटी ऐसी माया, ऐसी पटी ऐसी माया, उठा उठा कर पटक पटक देगी हमको. चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए. Luckily in Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma, if you are spiritual, others won't disturb you because उनको एक सेंटिमेंट होता है, हम तो कुछ कर नहीं रहे, ये कर रहा है, अगर इनको हम डिस्टर्ब करें तो हमको पाप लगेगा. Then you can encash. That sentiment works. Some place, in other place they don't work. 80% it works. You encash it. है ना? You can always make थोड़ा तो झूठ बोल ही सकते हैं, स्वामी जी को बुरा लगता है हमको क्लास नहीं जाएँगे तो। Like you tell me, Swami ji, if I don't go there na, they feel bad. How heartless you tell, as if I don't feel bad when you don't come to class. Is it not? इतना बड़ा स्वामी मैं जाऊँगा ना तो दुखी हो जाते हैं। मैं नहीं दुखी होता हूँ क्या? बट आपका डेली आ रहे हैं ना, फिर भी आई डोंट वांट टू मिस माय सत्संग विथ यू। You have so many funny people to call you. I have nobody, only you are there for. By the way, so this fourth chapter talks about the four types of pralaya and very sublime Vedanta also. So in that we have seen Naimitika pralaya, which is that when Brahmadeva, after finishing his one day of doing all the work given to him by Narayana, in which 1,000 Chaturyugas go on happening, concludes he just same amount of time goes for reclination. At that time, Bhur Bhuvasva Lokas, he takes inside and relaxes. Even Narayana has no work to do, who also goes for rest. That was called a नैमित्तिक प्रलय. ब्रह्मा जी के निद्रा के निमित्त से होने वाले प्रलय को नैमित्तिक प्रलय कहते हैं. At that time, all these unrealized souls, they all go into बीजावस्था. Then again, the next day ब्रह्मा जी gets up again continue. Like कल का जो काम छूट गया रात का जो खाने का, अगले दिन सुबह उठकर खाते हो कि नहीं? In the same way, भगवान भी जो सृष्टि शुरू करते हैं, he goes on making all the देहादि लोकादि पदार्थादि for the jivas, and jiva enter into those dehas and enter into those lokas and go on having those padartha of their own karma phala. This is how after the Naimittika Pralaya, when the next day starts of Brahma, Sushti again starts. But as long as 1,000 Chaturyuga Kala, okay, Brahma was awakened, so amount only, also Brahmadeva goes to sleep. So that Naimittika Pralaya has got that duration. चतुर सहस्र चतुर्युगों का कितना समय होता है उतना समय प्रलय भी होता है. That is नैमित्तिक. Now comes second one, प्राकृत प्रलयम. In that प्राकृत प्रलय, the Brahmadeva's Dviparardha Kala is over. So he is going to get retired. At that time, not only those three lokas, but all the सात प्रकृति, सात जो है विषय जिसके कारण पूरा सृष्टि बना, वो सात अंश प्रकृति के मूला प्रकृति में लय हो जाते. Okay, which are they? Pancha Mahabhutas, in short, Pancha Tanmatras, and also the Ahankara, Samashti, then the Mahatattva goes into the Samya Avastha, Bija Avastha of the Maya. Okay, this is called a Prakruta Pralaya. And how that Prakruta Pralaya happens, Bob read डरावना वाला कल हमने देखा, because it's both डरावना और डरावने वाले बहुत चीजें हमको है, और एक क्यों ऐड करूं, so I may not repeat it today. फटाफट कल हमने कर दिया. याद है? याद है ना कि नहीं? कुछ बोला था कल. क्या बोला मैं नहीं पूछूंगा, बट कुछ तो बोला था. हाँ, how for 100 years it doesn't rain, therefore no food nirane, then the people start eating each other, all beings, then therefore all the jivas end, living goes away. They kill each other, finish. Like all Yadavas fought with each other and killed each other. Nobody remained, including Krishna and Balaram. Understood? No? Same way, Khata Jaga. Thereafter, 100 years, Bhagavan Surya, with his great tapa, takes away water's ability from all the earth, vivara, river, oceans, so everything, and he never leaves. At the same time, from the Anantamukha, Prachanda Samvartaka Agni will come. To that Samvartaka Vayu gets added. Together, the entire Brahmanda Bhuvivara, it burns it. That burning time that Brahmanda looks like, that Gomaya Patu, that Jvalita Gomaya Patu. गोमय पिंड, द गोबर का जो है वो जो जलाते हैं तो ऊपर नीचे आगे पीछे कैसे जलता रहता है, दैट्स हाउ द ब्रह्मांड लुक्स. After that is done, huge wind comes, creates all the bhasma, dhuli everywhere. Then again comes the variety of the rains in variety of colors, and that fills the entire Brahmanda with only water. At that time, into that Jala Tattva, the Gandha Tanmatra of the Bhumi goes. Into that Bhumi also goes, because without its Tanmatra, which is itself or Atma or a substratum, that particular element stay. भूमि एग्जिस्ट करता है उसका गंध तन्मात्रा के ऊपर है कारण. When the gandha tanmatra gone into jala, which is its cause, bhumi also goes back. So too the jala tanmatra is rasana, Rasa Tanmatra is the Tanmatra of the Jala. That Rasa Tanmatra is eaten or taken by the Agni. Therefore, Jala also goes back to Agni. Then Agni is the Rupa Tanmatra. That is taken by the Vayu. Therefore, Agni cannot stay without Rupa Tanmatra. It goes into Vayu. Then the Sparsha Tanmatra Vayu ka hai. That is taken by the Akasha. Then Vayu cannot stay without Sparsha Tanmatra. It goes into its own Akasha. Akash ka hai Shabda Tanmatra. That is taken by the tamasa ahankara. When the akasha tamasa shabda dharmatra gone into the tamasic ahankara, akasha also goes into that. At the same time, all the indriyas which have come from rajasic samishti ahankara go into that. All the adhisthana devatas who came from sattvic ahankara, they go. So then sattvic rajasic tamasic ahankar milkar ek ahankar banta hai. And that is taken away with the mahat tattva. That mahat tattva enters into trigunas. Those trigunas enter into triguna samya avastha called as avyakta sthiti. That avyakta sthiti is being explained now in this portion. Okay, that chanting we will do, and only how I can talk today, remaining tomorrow. So if you really see that, like 18th mantra, 17th wala, Shabdam grasati bhutadihi. Bhutadi means tamasiga शब्द को अग्रसन करता है. फिर नभः तमनुलीयते, बिकॉज द शब्द तन्मात्रा गॉन में, शब्द तन्मात्रा से आकाश आया, आकाश भी आकाश में वो तामसिक तन्मात्रा में चला जाता है, तामसिक अहंकार में. देन तैजसः इंद्रियाणि अंगा. देन देवान् वैकारिको गुणैः. सो वैकारिकः गुणैः देवान् ग्रसति. सो टू इंद्रियाणि तैजसः मीन्स राजसिक अहंकार ग्रसति. That's how we have to study. Then Mahan Grahati Ahankaram means Mahatattva consumes that undifferentiated Ahankara. Now, then Gunaha Sattvadaya Chatam. The three gunas consume the Mahatattva. Grasate Avyakrutam Rajan Gunan. Then these three gunas are consumed by the Avyakruta Maya Kalena Choditam because of the influence of the need of the time there. So the time needs or demands that. Thus, three gunas go into Avyakruta Prakriti. Remember always, Avyakruta Prakriti is that stage where three gunas are in Samavastha, not Vishamavastha. Only the Maya Avyakruta, which is in Samavastha, gets into Vishamata because of Ishvara Sankalpa. That from that, the differentiated three gunas of Sattva come. From that, the creation, action, maintenance, knowledge, all of them got expressed in this world. Clear? Now, in this next portion, at that time, how means अव्याकृत मात्र रहने के समय, जब सब कुछ उसमें प्रलय होने के समय, मीन सारे प्रकृति के साथ तत्व मूला प्रकृति में लय होने के समय, what it looks like in 7-8 shlokas it is explained. Thereafter, based on that, some beautiful worthy of studying Vedanta is said. So let us chant from the verse number 19 up to 22. Only the 4 shlok. Okay. चलो 27 तक पढ़ो, but this is very sublime. Every day only 1 or 2 or 3 shlokas only we deal with because of the sublimity of topic. So 19 से लेकर 27 तक ये 9 श्लोक पढ़ेंगे एक बार. ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः. श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराणम 12 स्कंदः अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः. श्रीशुकौवाच. ओके, 18 से पढ़ो. महान् ग्रसत्यहंकारं गुणाः सत्त्वादयश्चदं ग्रसते अव्याकृतं राजन् गुणान् कालेन चोदितं न तस्य कालावयवैः परिणामादयो गुणाः अनाद्यनन्तमव्यक्तं नित्यं कारणमव्ययम् न यत्र वाचो न मनो न सत्त्वं तमो रजो वा महदादयोमि न प्राणबुद्धीन्द्रियदेवता वा न सन्निवेशः खलु लोककल्पः न स्वप्न जाग्रत् न च तत्सुषुप्तं न खं जलं भूरनिलोऽग्निरर्कः संसुप्तवत् शून्यवदप्रतर्क्यं तन्मूलभूतं पदम् आमनन्ति लयः प्राकृतिको हि एषः पुरुषा व्यक्तयोर्यदा शक्तयः सम्प्रलीयन्ते विवशाः कालविद्रुताः बुद्धीन्द्रियार्थरूपेण ज्ञानं भाति तदाश्रयं दृश्यत्वाव्यतिरेकाभ्याम् आद्यन्तवदवस्तु यथो दीपश्चक्षुश्च रूपं च ज्योतिषो न पृथक् भवेत् एवं धीः खानि मात्राश्च न स्युरन्यतमाद्रुतात् बुद्धेर्जागरणं स्वप्नः सुषुप्तिरिति चोच्यते मायामात्रमिदं राजन् नानात्वं प्रत्यगात्मनि यथा जलधरा व्योम्नि भवन्ति न भवन्ति च ब्रह्मणीदं तथा विश्वम् अवयव्युदयाप्ययातो सत्यं हि अवयवः प्रोक्तः सर्वावयविनामिह विनार्थेन प्रतीयेरन् वट्पटस्येवांगतं तवः. वेरी सटल वेदांत. विल स्टडी उपनिषद पढ़ रहे हमको तो थोड़ा आसान हो जाएगा. नाउ फर्स्ट what he said, after this we have seen the Panchamahabhutas, Tanmatras enter into Tamasic Ahankar. Indriyas enter into Rajasic Ahankar. Indriya Adhisthana Devatas enter into Sattvika. These three Ahankara become one, it enters into Mahatattva. Mahatattva enters into three gunas. Three gunas enter into Mula Prakriti, where these three gunas are not in Vishamavastha, Samavastha. That is called as Avyakta. This is called as actual Prakruta Pralaya, where entire Prakriti of these seven things which make up the whole universe, gross and subtle, etc., goes into Bija Avastha, Karana Avastha. When does it happen? When the Brahma Deva's Dviparartha goes over. Then new Brahma gets appointed, takes the chair. Till that time, ये चलता है. पता नहीं कितना time वो लिखा है उधर. Okay. Now, at that time of Mula Prakriti Sthiti, where all the seven of them entered into Laya Avastha, Prakriti Avastha, Bija Avastha, how it looks like in a word painting, our Shukadev ji tries to tell through Parikshit ji to all of us, which will be so impossible for me to explain for you to understand. But still, as a formality, we go through the study literal meaning. So, at that time of even three gunas reach to Samyavastha, which is called as Mula Prakriti. That time, na tasya, of that Mula Prakriti sthai mein, Kala Avayavaihi Parinama Adayo Gunaha. So, there no Kala Adi parts which create the Parinama Adi. Means neither Trigunas are there, Triguna created any of the creation at that time. He is not there. Then that is Anadi. That Mula Prakriti Sthai is beginningless. Then Anantam, at the Samishti level it is Anantam, at the Vesti level by knowing the truth, that Anadi Maya goes away for us, therefore it is not Anantam. But in the case of Srushti, that is Anantam, means it goes on staying there. Again from the unmanifested, the manifestations come, again go back into unmanifestation. इस तरह से प्रकृति सृष्टि प्रलय goes on happening, इसलिए इसको अनंत कहते हैं. Anadi Anantam, then Avyaktam. That is not in any form recognizable. That is Avyaktam. And is Nityam, it is eternal there. Karanam, it is a cause for the next Srushti. Avyayam, it is imperishable. So these are all gunas almost near to Parabrahma also. तो परब्रह्म के इस मूला प्रकृति गुण एक ही तरह रहने का लगता है. बट डिफरेंस इज व्हाट? Parabrahma is the owner, this Maya is owned by him. Maya is Jada, Paratma is Brahma Swarupa Chaitanya Swarupa. The Maya cannot work without Paramatma. Paramatma can be independent of Maya when he is in his own self. This is what is little difference between them, and that is Abhinna Shakti to the Lord. Maya is always called as Abhinna Shakti of the Lord, in the sense it cannot be Bhinna, separate from the Lord for its own operation. It needs Bhagavan to be there behind. भगवान कैन एग्जिस्ट विदाउट माया. ये फर्क है. दो माया भगवान के बिना नहीं रह सकती, भगवान माया के बिना रह सकते हैं. ये वाला समझ लो. देन नयत्र वाचः, इन दैट मूला प्रकृति अवस्था देयर इज नो स्पीच, न मनः, देयर इज नो माइंड, न सत्वम, देयर इज नो सत्व गुण, तमः नो तमो गुण, रजः नो रजो गुण. सत्वम इज ज्ञानम, तमः इज मैटरनेस, रजो इज क्रिया. न वा महदादयः मी. And all these Mahat Tattva, which is a Samishti Sukshma, ये भी नहीं होगा उधर. न प्राण, पंच प्राणास not there. न बुद्धि इंद्रियादय, बुद्धि इंद्रिय देवताः, neither ज्ञानेन्द्रियास अंतःकरणम and their respective devatas, because ये सब लय हो गए already visa. द्वा न सन्निवेशः खलु लोककल्पः, that even blueprint of the entire lokas to be manifest or created, even that also is not there. Absolute. You can imagine it to be what? A land is there, beautiful big land, then a plan is made, then a big land, let us say 100 acre ka ho, variety of apartments are made. The independent are there, duplexes are there, then big HIG वाले बनाए, MIG वाले बनाए, LIG वाले बनाए. MIG LIG तो बड़े बड़े अपार्टमेंट्स बनाए of 20-30 manzila. Then in each of the apartment, in each of the floor, 30-40 flats are there. In each flat, 3 bedroom, 2 bedroom. No, huge buildings construction done. And 50 years, 100 years they stay. But some reason or the other, all dismantled and everything is removed. And the earth as it was there earlier, again, oh, baat ban gaya mano, how it looks like. Don't you talk the same way? Basement is not there. Then big apartments are not there. Then small apartments are not there. Then villas are not there. Duplexes are not there. Independent houses not there. Then the parking places are not there. Walking places are not there. Grocery shops are not there. And then people's awajahi is not there. If you can imagine the creation of those big, let us say, township, dissolution of the township. Same too, like the township only, from the Mula Vyakta Prakriti, at the time of creation, everything gets manifested. And at the Prakruta Pralaya Sthiti, all of them goes into it, and what remains the scene is like that. Not only this, he says, na swapna jagrat, neither swapna nor jagrat, na cha sushuptam nor nidra, na kham, आकाश नहीं है, जलम पानी नहीं है, भूमि नहीं है, अनिलः fire is water, air is not there, अग्नि fire is not there, अर्कः surya is not there. संसुप्तवत शून्यवत अप्रतर्क्यम. It is like a deep sleep where we don't feel anything. Shunyavat as if there is nothing. Then apratarkyam, which cannot be talked about or explained, because something substantial you can explain. When everything is absent, you can explain it only as everything is absent. You can't define the absence. So it looks like that. Tat Mula Bhutam Padam Amananti. That is called as the Mula Prakriti. Into that Mula Prakriti, all the Vikrutis which came out of Prakriti at the time of creation go back into dissolution. That is, it is called as Laya Prakritika Hai Eshaha. This is called Prakritika Laya. At that time, actually, what happens? Purusha Avyaktayoho Yada Shakteha Sampraliyante. The Purusha is this Hiranyagarbha, then Avyakta means the Maya ka. All the Shaktis go from manifested stage to unmanifestation. That is called Sampraliyante. Vivashaha Kala Vidrutaha, because of the time, because of the need, because of the Sankalpa of the Ishvara. So, in simple words, that is called a Prakrita Pralaya, where because these all things go to Mula Prakriti, entire Sula Sukshma Jagat is totally dissolved into Karanatva. The Karana in the beginning is three gunas, but even these three gunas also go back to their Samyavastha Mula Prakriti. Okay? So, Naimittika Pralaya, Prakritika Pralaya, over. Now, the Nitya and Atyantika Pralayas are there. That will be told. But before that, little of the Vedanta Jnanam is given to us from this 24 shloka onwards up to some 15-20 shloka. बहुत important है ये. Because through all these Vedanta explanation, we are taken to that Brahmanubhuti in which other than Brahman nothing remains. That will be named as Atyantika Pralaya. Then every day things, every moment things go on dying, that will be named as Nitya Pralaya. So Nitya, Naimittika, Atyantika, Prakruta, these are the four pralayas which happen eternally in this world. Therefore, when the self is intact, undisturbed, and we are that self, identify that self, neither get affected by the Srushti, nor by the Sthiti, nor the Pralaya. That's called Jivan Mukta Sthiti. Uddhavaji asked, sorry, Parikshit asked, therefore Shukadevji is teaching all this. After that, in the 5th chapter, the summary of all that will be taught. After that, in the 6th, Parikshitji taking permission from Sukadevji, he dissolves his Sukshma Sharira in the total Sukshma, and his identity emerges in Brahmanubhuti. ये बड़े आला टॉपिक आने वाला है अगले एक हफ्ते में. थैंक यू. कंटिन्यू टुमारो. सर्वं कृष्णार्पणमं पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय. ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः. प्राणाय पानाय व्यानाय उदानाय समानाय ब्रह्मणे ब्रह्मार्पणम्. ओम ब्रह्मवीर्ब्रह्माग्नो ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्धव्यं ब्रह्मकर्ममादिरान्नं नैवेद्य प्रतिगृहीतावं नीलमेघश्याम कृष्ण नित्यजगन् मोहन कृष्ण बाल गोपाल कृष्ण भव्यमङ्गलं वेणु गानलोल कृष्ण वे दान्तवेद्य कृष्ण नवनीत चोर कृष्ण नित्य मंगलम भक्तजनाधार कृष्ण परम दयावार्धि कृष्ण मुक्ति संदायक कृष्ण मूर्ति मंगलम गीतामृतदात कृष्ण परम योगीश कृष्ण पार्थ सारथि रूप कृष्ण सर्व मंगलम तत्र सूर्यवतारकं नेमाविद्म तमे भान्तम तस्य वाकं नारायणायुध दासरिता विद्मे सीता ओम अपरमलोकाय मे गुरु व्यासाय विष्णुपाय योगीन्द्राय नमस्तस्मै शुकाय ब्रह्मरूपिणे संसार सर्वद्रष्टम्यो विष्णुरातममुचत बोल श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण शास्त्र की जय। श्री वेद व्यास शुकदेव सूतादि भागवताचार्य की जय। श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तन गोविंदा गोविंद। समस्त साधक भक्त श्रोता सेवक जिज्ञास उपासक गण की जय। थैंक यू फ्रेंड्स। some 20 minutes let us spend for our Adhyatma Ramayana Adhyanam also. Om